With the last game on Saturday and one on Tuesday, just 2 days in between, it was a 2-0 victory, clean sheet, 3 points, comfortable performance. Was it easy, therefore, to wrap up all the post-match analysis?
Yeah, it was. I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think it was our best performance of the season. I think we probably had our best performance the week before, Bala. So I think we'd set our target, we set our bar, how high we want the standards to be. But then again, you look at it and it's quite easy to say that, but you've got to take into consideration an opposition as well. Pontypridd, come here with a game plan. The majority of the time they got everyone behind the ball. They made it tough for us, which you'd expect that, and it wasn't a very open game. It was, like I said, very much the defender in their own half and didn't give us an awful lot of space, and we had a lot of possession. We had more than enough opportunities to probably score 4 or 5 goals with a big penalty shout in there. But yeah, look, like I said, we weren't as good as what we were the week before, but I think was that accentuated because of how good we were the week before. But we were comfortable. I've not got the stats back fully now, but I think, and I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I think Pontypridd's first shot at our goal was the last 5-10 minutes from 25 yards straight into Conor Roberts' hands. So apart from that, it was a game that we were fully in control of, should I say.
And with just the 2 days between the match days themselves, has that affected the preparations for the visit of Caernarfon town?
Yeah, it's always going to change things a little bit. Obviously, we had a light session today. We're less than 48 hours after the game. Obviously, Caernarfon had their game on Friday night, which I went to watch against Aberystwyth, and so they've had an extra day recovery. So that we've just got to be careful with the 3 games in 7 days. But yeah, it's like you do a little bit less. It's the same structure, but just a little bit less out on the grass. We've just done exactly the same. We've done match analysis, set plays, etc. Our game plan, a bit of shape, a bit of team, shape, etc. So yeah, it's exactly the same, but probably a little bit less physical than what we would do normally on a Friday with not a game midweek.
And the corresponding fixture over the years has generally been very kind to the New Saints. Do you think there is a psychological advantage or perhaps disadvantage if you are the other side when you go into games like this?
That's what we're trying to create. That's what for a long time, that's what's trying to be created here at Park Hall. It's something we want opposition coming here thinking that psychologically it's going to be a very, very tough game for them, and certainly for a long time it has been. There's been a couple of games where it hasn't went the way we wanted to do, but that's historically we've been very, very strong at home, but on the flip side as well, we can't take that for granted. We can't just turn up as a team, as professionals, as a group of people and just expect to beat anybody because we're at home. There's a lot of hard work, planning, endeavour goes into that as well off the pitch, and then it's up to for the players that are playing then to cross that white line and perform on the pitch, and they certainly have been doing this season up to now.
And the last time we played them here at Park Hall, we won 3-1. They scored a 90+4 goal. Guion David scored that. He's now here at the New Saints, and he made his debut recently. He's been on the bench, training with the first team. Have you been impressed with him so far? Yeah,
he has. I think the one thing that the boy is he looks like he's a natural goal scorer. He scored 5 yesterday again for the under-19s. He scored a real hatful for the under-19s in the games he's played, and he looks like a natural goal scorer, and it's just them being patient, and getting them first year in full-time football, which is always a big transition. You don't really want to push them too hard because there's a workload on young bodies. So you certainly want to look out for in the future regarding goal scoring, and we're just trying to work on to improve his all-round game. But he certainly knows where the goal is.
And with this game being a midweek one, will that affect your team selection in some way?
Not really. You look at it, and I do keep saying it, and I believe it 100% that this is the only game in my mind at this moment in time. We're not moving forward to Haverfordwest. We're not moving back to Pontypridd. All the players reported in this morning fit again, so everyone's fine. We looked at the loadings from the GPS over the weekend. Had communication with players. everyone's good. So we'll be picking the strongest team as per usual to try and win the game tomorrow night.
As we go into the fixture, we are 4 points ahead of second place and then 8 points ahead of third and fourth. Yeah. Game in hand, this is the game in hand that we play against Caernarfon. So a great opportunity to extend that lead even further.
Yeah, it is. It's a good chance, it's a good opportunity, but like I said, it's one that we certainly can't take for granted. Caernarfon are a good team. They've got some good players, they've got an experienced and good manager. So we will not be turning up tomorrow night thinking, oh well, this is our game in hand. It's a foregone conclusion that we're getting 3 points. It certainly isn't. We're going to have to make sure, first and foremost, we match every team, home or away, for physicality, for heart, for endeavour, for effort, and then push our game onto oppositions the way we want to play.
As you said there, paying Caernarfon Town full credit, they will come into that game full of confidence. They're on a good run themselves, and a victory for them, which is also a game in hand for the Covies. If they win that, they will go into third, so plenty of incentive for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's we talk about football, but there's always two teams in a football game. There's always two sets of coaching staff that want the opposite to happen on both times. Can't just turn up and expect for you to happen what you want to. There's got to be, you've got to do your planning, you've got to work hard, you've got to go out and execute it on the pitch, and like I said, that starts with just from first whistle to the last whistle. The most important thing is that we outrun people, we outfight people, outbattle people. In the actual technical side, it'll come secondary and look after ourselves. So certainly, Caernarfon have got a lot to play for, and ourselves have got a lot to play for. But there's one thing for sure, like I said, that we're not just turning up thinking, oh well, this is our game in hand to go X amount of points ahead. We will make sure we are prepared and ready, and from that first whistle tomorrow, then we'll be working hard to go and get the 3 points.
And although managers, players, etc. across the league are still talking about early days as far as the season's concerned, nevertheless, we will be then into the second third of the campaign.
Yeah, it is. It always has been it's a bit of a not complete opposite, but as the saying goes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But I think it's the other way around with our league, because obviously it closes off after January, and you can't move up or down. So it's really, you've got to start well. All teams have got to start well, and I imagine most teams' starting position is, can we get in the top 6? Can we get in the top 3? Can we get top of the league? Etc., etc. So yeah, it's a little bit of a different mindset, where it's very, very important that team start well, and I'm sure Caernarfon will be in that mindset as well.
And although they are just statistics, nevertheless they do tell us a story about what goes on the pitch. We've won 9 on the bounce, just that one draw at Newtown on opening day. We scored 31, more than anyone else, and we've only conceded 4, which is less than any other side. So a very healthy position to be in.
Yeah, it is, and that goes with hard work. That goes with a lot of work off the pitch. That goes with players working hard, and players' commitment levels, etc., etc. So that doesn't just happen by accident. It's all part of the process, but it's the secondary part of getting everything right, working hard every day in training, preparing right every day in training, competition for places, in players going out on the pitch and performing on a Saturday or a Tuesday or whenever it may be. So yeah, them things don't happen by coincidence or by accident. They happen with hard work. I think it's something that certainly I'm a huge believer in. We've got a very good technical team. We've got good footballers. We are a very good technical team. But I think the first and foremost, we've got to make sure that we work hard and everyone gives everything every single day. And that's the base where we've worked from. And that's sort of my motto, if you like, of how we get through every day. Can we be better than the day we were before? Can we work harder in the rest to look after itself? So yeah, it's certainly not a coincidence all that's happened, but we certainly won't be taking it for granted. Because as soon as you stop working hard, then you're going to get a bit on the backside.
And finally, Craig, what's the general player availability situation, and of course the injury updates?
Yeah, it's very similar. Apart from we've got a few of the younger pros back. The Billy Kirkham's back in, Jay Caernarfon's back in, training the squad today. From a senior point of view, the only one really that's back in is Ash Baker. He's back in and trained with the lads today. similar to everywhere else. Blaine Hudson's a mid-range one. Josh Pask, which has been really good to see him on the pitch and getting some ball work done this week. Jordan Williams is another mid-term one. So apart from that, we are very much where we are. Nothing else has really changed apart from, you know, we've got a few back in, a few of the younger pros. Apart from Reece Warder pulled out of the warm-up with a back spasm, which was disappointing for him because he's done really well in training and done really well when he come on against Bala last week. But we seem to be getting a couple back. You know, certainly the short-term ones and the mid-term ones are progressing very nicely.